Welcome back to the next episode of With Gray, where I'm going to show you how to cook potatoes. Beautiful, aren't they? Into a pot of cold water they go. Don't forget the salt. Lid on and away we go. Alright, jokes aside, we're here to cook the pan-roasted chicken breast with the Basil Pesto potatoes. I've got 4 rashers of store-bought streaky bacon here, but no doubt this would go even better with some thick cut pan cheddar. I couldn't get my hands on any, so this will do. You can use regular or smoked bacon here, and my preference is just the regular stuff. So stack your bacon on top of each other and slice into lardons about 5 mils wide. The end result here is nice little crispy bits of salty bacon to find in the potatoes, so don't cut them too wide. Set these off to the side for now, and we can start on the shallots. Oh, and yes, the potatoes are on the heat now. That wasn't actually a joke. You'll need about 3 to 4 potatoes per person, more if you want leftovers. Having peeled the shallots, we're going for a semi-fine dice on them, so making cuts down through the top of the shallot a few mils apart, and then coming through the shallot once or twice if it's thick enough, which is easier the closer to the edge of the board you are, as you can angle the knife properly when the board isn't in the way of your knuckles. Then work your way through horizontally to get a nice dice. Repeat that with your second shallot, and then set aside where we can turn our attention to the now rapidly boiling potatoes, which, once they're a fork, or in this case knife tender, we can move off to the stove to drain while we grab a sheet pan for stage 2. And this is where we're going to take these potatoes next level, beautifully tender and fluffy on the inside, and nice and crispy on the outside. Lining the sheet pan with baking paper will ensure the potatoes don't adhere themselves to the tray, which would be most unfortunate. We're then going to lay down another piece of parchment paper to cover, and then grab a heavy bottom pan or roasting dish to smash down these potatoes. And I clearly need to go back to the gym, as I struggled a bit with this, but we got there in the end after a bit of effort. The idea is to smash them down halfway so they burst open and create a flat surface on the top and the bottom. All the little jaggy bits will get nice and crunchy in the oven. Coat with olive oil and season with salt and pepper, and these babies are off to a 220 degrees C or 430 F oven for the best part of 45 minutes, and we'll check them and give them a flip halfway and just monitor their progress. With the pan on medium heat, we can throw in the bacon. No need for any additional oil here, as the bacon will provide enough as the fat starts to render down. Continue cooking this until most of the fat is rendered and the bacon is starting to look crispy, and we can throw in the shallots, which we only want to soften up slightly to become translucent before deglazing with some dry white wine, which in this case is half a glass of Cilac Sauvignon Blanc, and they say if it's good enough to drink, it's good enough to cook with, and I'm sticking with that methodology. Let that simmer away until most of the wine is reduced, and then messily set aside. Yeah, good job, Graham. With some cleanup done, the potatoes are now ready to come out of the oven. Having been flipped once, they're now nice and crispy and brown on both sides. Place these into a bowl and add the bacon shallot mixture, followed by a few heaped tablespoons of your homemade basil pesto, which we'll leave the recipe for another video, but you'll be able to find in the description box below for now. Mix, and this delicious life-changing mixture is done. Now, onto the chicken. These are just store-bought free-range chicken breasts, which we'll season with salt and pepper before transferring to a stainless steel pan over medium-high heat. Once you have nice browning on one side, we shall flip and move over to a preheated 400 degree Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius oven, where it will hang out for about 12 minutes until reaching a USDA approved 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 75 degrees Celsius. I actually like mine to come out about 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees Celsius to make for a juicier chicken breast, and then let it come up to temp as it rests. Be sure to show the camera that isn't on that the chicken has come up to the perfect temperature before realizing and then reaching around to fix it. There we go. I like to slice the chicken breast on an angle, starting from the thick end and then working my way down to the thin end in about half-inch bits to be left with 5 pieces of chicken all up as it plates nicely this way. Grab yourself a plate and place down some of the Basil Pesto potato bacon shallot. Oh my god, I'm salivating right now. And then top that with the chicken, making sure to fan out for presentation. Now this is the thing that brings everything together, the balsamic glaze. And I know I used to make my own by reducing down regular balsamic vinegar, but Dalmain now make this ready-made stuff, which makes life so much easier. Drizzle across the chicken or do little swirls around the plate, whatever you think looks best, and either grate or shave some Parmesan over the top, and there you have it. One final thing though, pour yourself a big glass of wine because it's been a long day and you've earned it. Again, I hope you've been entertained watching me come to grips with my camera equipment and filming these, and we'll try making this delicious recipe for yourself and your family. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll catch you on the next one.